The Grant Professionals Association Grantmaker of the Year Award is a competitive international program that recognizes visionary contributions made by grant-making organizations that have positively impacted their communities and the field of grantsmanship. There are two categories for awards, public and private. The public category includes grantmakers affiliated with federal, state, and local governments. The private category includes family and corporate foundations. The awards process includes a review of nominations, scoring of nominations, and interviews with the finalists. The recipient of the Grant Professionals Association Grantmaker of the Year in the private category is the New England Grassroots Environmental Fund. The New England Grassroots Environmental Fund was nominated by Melanie Spencer of Greater Good Grants. The fund is consistently challenging traditional funder-grantee relationships by shifting the nexus of power from the philanthropic sector to the grassroots level. The New England Grassroots Environment Fund has granted over $6 million to more than 1,700 volunteer-based groups. It is a thought and action leader in the world of foundation philanthropy, and we are honored to award this year's foundation the 2020 Grantmaker of the Year Award in the private category to the New England Grassroots Environmental Fund. Congratulations.
Hello, grant professionals. I'm Julia Dundorf, Executive Director of the New England Grassroots Environment Fund based in Southeast New Hampshire, and I'm honored to be with you today to accept this award. Founded almost 25 years ago by the philanthropic community, the Grassroots Fund is dedicated to co-creating healthy, just, and sustainable communities throughout New England. As a non-endowed pooled fund, the Grassroots Fund is supported by over 30 foundations and hundreds of individual donors each year that help us support emergent, impactful grassroots groups across the 6 New England states. We believe lasting change and community resilience comes from communities, from those closest to the threats and solutions on the ground. Our grantees have budgets under $100,000, with the average being $20,000 or less, and roughly 60% are informal groups coming together to innovate and meet the needs in their communities. We're supporting change makers across a broad range of environmental and social justice issues, who not only experience marginalization, but also face systemic and structural barriers to traditional funding and decision-making spaces. We are steered by a set of 5 guiding practices that serve as a North Star across our organization: in governance, daily operations, program design, and resource distribution. We believe the only way to truly uphold those equity-centered practices is by ceding our own privilege and power as funders. Our grant programs utilize a unique, constantly improving participatory decision-making process where hundreds of readers, frontline organizers, nonprofit colleagues, and funding partners, and grant-making committee members, all invited through an open call, play the central role in determining program priorities and funding allocations. In fact, we were nominated for this award by one of your members who participated as a reader. Our board has ceded the decision-making power to this process. Now, more than ever, as our country and world reels from the realities and impacts of a global pandemic and a racial and economic equity reckoning, we are seeing both the unacceptable disparities and deep potential in communities. Mutual aid groups are forming in communities across the country, and existing grassroots groups are reorganizing to meet the needs of the moment. People at the front lines have the most awareness of how dominant systems harm. They are essential strategists because of their expertise. Shifting power in our grant programs has deepened and broadened the type of work we fund and the type of organizers that recognize themselves as part of the environmental justice movement. While I'm accepting this award on behalf of the Grassroots Fund, I do so with full recognition that the true awardees are the Grassroots Fund team and the thousands of community leaders demanding equity and transformation of long-standing harmful systems. I invite you to join us in co-creating community solutions at grassrootsfund.org. Thank you.
Congratulations to the Maine Women's Fund and the New England Grassroots Environmental Fund as this year's recipients of the GPA Grantmaker of the Year Awards. The GPA Grantmaker of the Year Award is a fantastic way to recognize a grantmaker who is positively impacting their communities in the field of grantsmanship. Nominations for the 2021 award will open in the spring of 2021. Learn more about the award and its history on our website.